Okay, everybody, welcome back. Alright. Try to solve this time, hopefully.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Sure does look like something else.
This is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Jesus. Holmes.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god. This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Oh no, just wouldn't work for me there.
These instruments are used for smoking opium. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments. This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens. A vast amount of opium. A tropical plant, nothing of interest. A tropical plant, nothing of interest. A tropical plant, nothing of interest. A tropical plant, nothing of interest.
There's gotta be a reason I'm going to these.
These three plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them. A tropical plant, nothing of interest. A tropical... caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Praise the grand tree, praise it!
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders.
I don't think there's anything else here. I'm just gonna talk to this guy again.
Follow my path, and better you will feel.
Okay, let's see what I can do with this. Stole plants from the expedition, clearly damaged species. What happens when I go the other way with it? Nothing. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Let's see what he's talking about here. There's nothing over here.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask. A prickly plant. A carnivorous plant. This is a strange and unusual plant.
puzzle. Let's try to put this one in the middle. I think that's how it was, wasn't it? Oh.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
Okay, good idea.
This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars.
Okay, fine. Don't be like that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, so...
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
The Divine Syndicate left the plants of Kew Gardens in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Someone stole the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicate were able to. is not very good at botany. It is doubtful that he could have learned that plants might have released deadly spores. Albert had the knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. That's not it. Let's go back to Kew Gardens. Alright.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Thank you, miss.
More lag. Nice. I need to go talk to that kid. She was in that. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Finally.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that.
Awesome.
it wasn't like that.
Okay, I did both of them. What am I doing wrong here?
No, it wasn't like that.
Well, there's only two to go with. To escape.
No, it wasn't like that.
What am I missing here?
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Okay. She told me to look something up. I see.
Here it is. Cylinder records.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Let me see if there's those objects of interest. I don't know if I can get it.
Nursery.
Let me just walk through here one more time, see if I missed anything. See, that's still object of interest.
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection Room to see how those caterpillars dropped onto the deadly plants.
Huh. Let me see if I can... I feel like this place is like a maze. Can't ever find...
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year. A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to end this one and hopefully I'll get it on the next one. Alright, if y'all enjoyed, leave a like. If you enjoyed, subscribe for more. Alright, later.